In this video, I'm going to show you some simple drills that you can work on to improve the consistency of your cross-court backhand. It works for double-handers, works for single-handers, works for slice as well. We're going to be focusing on improving your ball tracking and ability to watch the ball onto the contact point. So I hope you find the video helpful. If you do, it'd be fantastic if you could give me that thumbs up. And obviously, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, really appreciate it if you could do that as well. When it comes to hitting consistent cross-court backhands, your ability to accurately track the ball across your body through to that contact point is going to be one of the most important factors, and issues in this area are one of the biggest things that hold most players back. And that's why I want to show you 4 different training drills that you can work on to train and improve some of the visual skills that are involved in your ability to track the ball. These drills are very simple looking, but because we're targeting parts of the brain and very specific visual skills, they're also extremely powerful. We're going to be working on a smooth tracking exercise. We're going to be working on fast eye switches because they're the 2 foundational types of eye movement that we've got. Sometimes we can follow things nice and smoothly, but when the ball's traveling really quickly, we actually have to make lots of fast switches and our eyes jump ahead to where we think the ball's going to be. So we need to train both variations, but we also need to do a couple of training drills for the balance system, the vestibular system that lives in the inner ear, because when you're tracking the ball across your body, yes, we've got the visual component, but then at the last moment, we're also starting to turn our head. And the balance system detects head movement and body movement. And once it's detected movement, it now changes the way that your eyes are controlled. So if the balance system isn't doing its job properly, that can really affect your ability to track the ball onto your strings as well. So we're going to be doing a couple of different drills to work on that system. And by working on all 4 together, it is going to massively improve the consistency of your cross-court backhand. We're going to start by working on the smooth tracking drill, and we're going to be using a ball or some other kind of visual target. So here I'm going to be focusing on the letter in the logo, but you could also just use your thumb, you could use a pen or a pencil, just some kind of visual target for your eyes to track. The drill itself is going to be extremely simple. I'm going to be standing up, holding good posture, trying to keep my head still. I'm going to hold the target out to my right, I'm going to bring it across and then take it to my left. And I'm trying to keep my head still and just track the target with my eyes. Now, hopefully I'm going to be doing a good job of this, but sometimes when I'm talking on camera, my head moves a little bit. I'm meant to be keeping it still. So I'm just trying to track the target as best I can. Now this seems simple, but you need to make sure that you're focusing on the target that you're looking at, because a lot of the time I watch players when they're working on this kind of drill, the ball's over there, their eyes are looking in the wrong direction and they think they're looking at the ball. So you really have to pay attention to what we're looking at. Now here we're working on horizontal from left to right and from right to left, because that's roughly the angle the ball is going to come in at. Obviously the angle is going to vary, so this is the sort of drill that you would benefit from working at multiple different angles. So potentially going diagonally down or diagonally up, and you can actually do this drill in multiple different directions to train the systems involved. But that's drill 1, smooth pursuits. Starting, 3 to 5 repetitions is going to be a nice, sensible, safe starting point for most people. But this is the sort of drill that you can go much, much higher with to really start to challenge and train the system over time. For the second drill, the switches, we're going to need 2 targets. So the fancy name for this one is a saccade. I'm going to be holding 2 targets like so and switching between them. So again, I'm trying to keep good posture, keep my head nice and still and make the switches. Now at the start, you might be quite slow, but eventually you want to train yourself to switch as quickly as you can while maintaining that head stability. Again, this is another one that you might want to work on lots of different directions for, because then you're going to train all of the different areas and really, then whatever angle that cross-court backhand comes in at, you'll be able to track it more efficiently. In terms of starting numbers, about 5 to 10 switches is going to be a good target, maybe going up to 20 switches as a good starting point as well, if your system's functioning reasonably well. But again, you could take this considerably higher. The next drill is where we're going to start to work on the balance system in the inner ear. So for this one, I'm going to be holding the target still. My eyes are looking at the target, and I'm going to turn my head to the left while keeping my eyes fixed on the target. Now the sun is in my eyes, so I don't know how well you can see my eyes because I'm probably squinting a little bit. But when I turn my head to the left, my eyes are going to the right and staying locked in that position. So again, doing about 5 repetitions like this is going to be a great way to train this reflex that keeps your eyes fixed on targets as you move, and obviously that's going to be essential for your ball tracking. And hopefully by now it makes sense that you would also benefit from doing it to the right and potentially a few other directions to help with ball tracking on other strokes. The final drill that we've got, another one for the balance system, similar but different. I'm going to be holding the target in front. This time I'm going to move my head and the ball at the same speed. So I'm trying to keep my eyes locked on the target. I'm imagining that my nose is attached to that target, so they're moving at the same speed. This is training one of the most important skills, because obviously at that final moment, your head and your eyes are working together to track the ball through to the contact point. So it's going to be one of the most important ones to work on. 5 reps, 3 to 5 reps is going to be a good, 3 to 5 reps is going to be a good safe starting point for most people. But again, you could go much higher with this one, and you could also work in other directions. So those 4 drills together are a nice little tennis vision training program, and if you work on them consistently, it's really going to start to make a big difference in your ability to track the ball. And I am very confident that if you work on it, it will help you with your consistency. But there's also a slightly more advanced way that we can use these drills, and I'll show you what that is right now. So I've just talked about how to use this as a general training program, but you can also use these drills while you're out on court as well. So you can use them for your on-court practice, because there is the potential that one of these drills is going to be more important for you than the other ones, because they're all controlled by slightly different brain areas, and depending how your system's functioning, you might be really good at some of them and not so good at other ones. So you can test it out on court. You can get out there, hit a bunch of cross-court backhands, see how they feel, then do the first drill. So test out those smooth pursuits to the left, maybe do 5 reps, see how they feel, and then get out there, hit another few cross-court backhands, and then see whether it changes or not. Potentially working on those smooth pursuits could help you to track it beautifully, and it could feel much more consistent. Or it might not change anything, but then you go on to the next drill and you try the ice switches. Do 5 to 10 reps, maybe 20 reps, and then hit a few more cross-court backhands, see how it responds. And what you might find is that one of these 4 drills really feels good after you've done it. You're suddenly way more consistent. And when that happens, you can use that drill during your practice sessions to literally improve your consistency way faster than you would otherwise be able to. So that's a slightly more advanced way that you can use the drill. I highly advise checking it out. If you do find that one of them makes a great difference for you when you play, I'd love to hear down below in the comment section. If you've got any questions about what I've talked about here, again, leave a comment down below. Now, before I close the video out, I just want to let you know about some additional help that's available to you if you really want to improve your game, because here we're talking about one particular use of vision training for improving your performance, but there are lots of other different vision training drills that we can work on to improve things like your reaction speed, your visual processing, your focus, your concentration, your decision making, and we can also use brain-based training to improve coordination, so that in addition to being able to track the ball more efficiently, you've also got better coordination and control over your body, so you've got better technique as well, and then better control over the racket head. These are all things that you can do with brain-based training, and I find for most players, working on things in this way really raises what's possible in terms of performance, because a lot of the times players come to me, they've got a very good understanding of how tennis works. The problem is they can't implement the things that they know that they're supposed to be able to do. So if you'd like to learn more about this stuff, I've created a masterclass that's going to go into a lot more detail. I'll place a link up there and a link down there so you can check it out if you are interested. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I look forward to hearing how you get on, and I'll see you next time.